Yeah. Okay, Angela, is everything working for you from there? Okay.
Yes.
I'm just going to take this. I'm going to remove it right now. So when I introduce you, I will just bring it up. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Fabulous. Nice organization, Evelyn.
You know what? My history is of as a coach, or I was a professor of communication. So I always have, my background came from the classroom. So I always have PowerPoints.
Oh, good for you. I was a psychology professor.
Really?
Yes, for years. But that was before I didn't do a lot of PowerPoints in those days. A long time ago.
Yeah, it's like I had to, or people would, it's always very basic. I don't put a lot on it's just points. And then
yeah.
But
that's awesome. We'll have to connect later.
Yeah.
So we're actually live right now. So just to give people
I'll mute.
know that they can join in.
Would you like to mute at this point? Well,
Sorry?
It's okay. We don't have to be muted, but we'll be quiet.
Okay. So like yeah, Angela, feel free to send a link feel free to send your link to the chat so that Olamide can also repost it for you.
Can you Jimmy, can you share the YouTube link with me?
Okay. I was saying by chat, right? By chat, right? Is it? I'm coming. Let's see right now. I might have some people. I'm just in one moment here. All right, we're having people joining, so. Okay, so I'm going to just send it to you. Just give me like about 5 minutes to start, and then we can.
Absolutely, yeah. You want to start slow, inviting people.
Yeah. Let's see. Seeing people join, guys. Okay, perfect. People join right now. Olamide, can you see the YouTube?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Oh, perfect. So make sure that you can see it. Okay, you got the link too. Okay. All right. For a moment. I'll just do like a countdown when it's almost time to start, and then we would know that, okay, it's time to go. 30 seconds countdown. Okay. Hi. I think we all got a chat already from Marianne. Am I able to see the chat?
Yeah, I already posted the link.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay. Hey everyone, thanks for joining. We will start in like about 3 minutes, I believe. Yeah, then we would kick off. Let's. One can see me. Hoping to have more people join. Okay, just going to scroll down real quick. Hello. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. So excited to have you all here. Okay, good, perfect. So, hi, everyone. Welcome to this incredible workshop. Hi, Angela. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Olamide will be assisting here. So, yeah. So whether you're build your self-confidence or overcome dating fatigue, this workshop is for you. Two amazing speakers with us today, and we're excited and we're expecting and confidence and so forth. And I will be introducing them to you shortly. So we have Dr. Wendy Leon, an international recognized relationship expert with about 25 years of experience helping singles and couples create lives that they love. She's also a psychologist, master certified relationship coach, certified clear belief coach, and a #1 international bestseller author. Dr. Wendy empowers singles to shift limiting belief, build confidence, and find lasting love, while also helping couples reconnect and communicate effectively. We also have Angela DeMarco, a master certified dating and relationship coach, life coach, and matchmaker as well, with a powerful personal journey from a career in acting to overcoming an unhappy marriage. Angela dedicated herself to helping women break free from toxic relationship patterns, reclaim their self-worth. So, as the author of Searching for Ladybugs, Finding the Magic in Your Mess, she now guides singles towards healthy, fulfilling relationship and helps couples rekindle their connection and limiting belief. So, welcome, Angela. Welcome, Wendy. So basically, before we begin, I would like to acknowledge you for joining us today. The fact that you're here means you're ready to take the next step towards attracting the right kind of love. So, yeah, so welcome. Thank you for joining us today. So, we're just going to start with an icebreaker activity. And I'm helping us with that. So, I want you to type one word in the chat that describe your ideal partner. So it could be, kind, confident, or loyal partner, whatever it comes to mind. Please just leave it in the chat, and Alamide can actually help us with that. So, so just looking forward to seeing your comments in the chat, and before we introduce our speaker today. Okay, the comment. Saying what? Okay, I can see some comments. Alamide, can you hear me? Okay. Intelligent. Okay. Yeah, can you go?
So Lisa says intelligence.
That's a good one. Let's see more answers. Looking for answers. Intelligence is a good one actually. So I think. Just giving some time for that. So I'm just waiting for some
Loving.
answers.
So Marianne says loving partner.
Okay, that's a good one too. It's a good one.
Can you
Yeah.
state is there a way for you to chat the icebreaker? Put it in the chat so that people just join.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll just do that right away.
I don't know if that can be pinned.
Let me see if I can do that. Okay, I'm just gonna copy and paste it right so everyone can see it and respond to it. Okay, we have about more. Okay, so it's in the chat right now. Yeah, I think we have about a few more minutes and then we can just start with so we also have this recording available as well for after the workshop. We can just YouTube. Okay, I'm going to do that. All right. Okay, let's see. We have more chat. Okay, loving. Yes, thank you. So we got some. So yeah, I love those answers. So now let's keep the word in mind because today we will also be talking about how you can embody the same qualities you seek for in a partner. So moving to that, we are going to introduce Dr. Wendy. So now to kick things off, let's talk about one of the most important aspects of dating, your mindset. And confidence is key when it comes to attracting and maintaining a healthy relationship. And to help us dive into that, we have the incredible Dr. Wendy Leon. Wendy, over to you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm so delighted to be here with you. And thank you so much, Evelyn, for inviting me to this fantastic event. So happy to be here.
Thank you for coming here.
Yes.
Thank you for
Yeah.
being
So,
here.
yeah, I want to talk about developing a confident mindset that really attracts the kind of partner that you want, those healthy connections. So let's talk about why this is important. Why is it important to have confidence? Let's look at what happens when we're not self-confident. When we're not self-confident, we tend to be self-conscious. We put all our attention on ourselves. We wonder, oh, how do I look? How do I smell? How do I sound? We're focused in on ourselves. We're worrying about, are we okay? Are we good enough? What should I wear? What should I do? What should I say? We're anxious. We're worried. We're thinking, am I okay? We're wondering, what does that other person think about me? Does that sound familiar to anybody? Have you ever experienced that? And how does it feel? Maybe put something in the chat. What is that like for you? How does it feel when you're like, am I okay? It doesn't feel good, right? Not at all. Yeah. So let's really, practice that in this moment to notice what that's like. It feels like you're kind of sucked in, kind of small, concerned about what everyone's thinking, not very comfortable, and you're not fully present in the moment. So if that's familiar to you, put me in the chat. Is that something that you recognize that you've experienced? Because I know we've all been there. And this is not where we want to be. So that's why you're here today. Yeah, I get it. So many of you have had that. So when we're not present, we're not really here. And being present is sexy. I want you guys to remember that. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Anxious, insecure. Yes. You don't want that. You want to be fully here. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. I can't pronounce your name. Okay. So being present is sexy. When your attention is out, you're present in the world. That is amazing. So I invite you to try that on, to be curious, to be interested. When you're comfortable with yourself, it's so much easier to be curious and interested in life around you, the person in front of you. And when you have that expansive energy, it is so inspiring, so inviting. You're shining your bright light. You're like a magnet. So I invite you to try that one on, to practice that now, like fully present. You're right here, no distractions. Put all the distractions away. Focus in on me right now with interest, with curiosity, with appreciation. And I'm focusing on you with that as well. And just notice, what does that feel like? How does it feel? Like you're right there with that person. You're engaged, you're interested. What is that like for you? And put some words in the chat. How does that feel? So it's the opposite, right? Yeah. Feeling more comfortable, more secure, more interested, having more fun. Yes, more. Thank you, Lisa. Feeling more grounded. Absolutely. Yeah. So I invite you all to engage and participate. You'll get more out of it. So feeling like you're right here, you're grounded. You're not worrying about what's going to happen. You're present. You're here. So that's kind of my mission here, is to help people shift from being self-conscious to self-confident. And I've been doing it for 25 years, a long time, lots and lots and lots of people. And recently a client told me that she's noticed how everybody around her is saying, what's different about you? Her family, her friends, her work colleagues. And now she is meeting better guys. She's having way more fun on dates. And it's because she's gained this confidence that she didn't have before. So you could totally have that too. But let's look at what stops us from showing up with that self-confidence when we're dating or anytime. And so often it's our limiting beliefs. So our limiting beliefs can really hold us back. And I want to share a little bit about how that happens and how we can shift them. So let's take a look at what beliefs have held you back. Beliefs about yourself, things that you've told yourself. Oh, I'm too this, I'm not enough that. I should be different. I hear this every day, all the time. The clients come to me and say, oh, I'm too old, it's too late, I'm too heavy, I need to lose weight, I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough. Or it could be like, I don't deserve that love, or it's just never going to happen for me. So think about a belief that maybe you've had. Maybe it's not fully the strongest thing going for you right now, but you can recognize that maybe it's held you back. Anything at all. Or you can just put me in the chat if you are familiar with having some of those limiting beliefs. And I invite you just to take a moment and feel how it feels. Like, oh, it's too late. I don't deserve that love. It's never going to happen. Just notice how that feels. It's like, oh, it's horrible. It's heavy. Yes, at least also I'm too critical of others. That's another piece. Yeah, nobody's good enough. I'll never find anyone. There's no one good out there. All those kinds of things. Feels heavy. It feels hopeless. Really hard. Yeah. And maybe you've got beliefs about dating, like, oh, dating, it's so hard. Those apps, it's challenging. There's scammers out there. Never going to find anybody. Why even bother? Right? I know. It's very discouraging. Sometimes you want to just give up before you start. So when you can change those beliefs, you can totally change your life. It's phenomenal. Yeah. So that's amazing. So I invite you, I don't know if we can get a volunteer to come on, maybe not, I don't know how to set it, but let's just have you all play along. So choose a belief that has been in the way for you. And it could be that, oh, I'm ugly. Thank you for sharing that one. That's, yes, not attractive enough, not cute enough. That can really set you back, right? So whatever it is, I'm too critical, I don't look good enough, I'm this, not this enough, whatever it is for you, put your attention on it. and ask yourself, you're going to start questioning these beliefs that have been impeding you. It's time to start questioning them. So first ask yourself, does it serve me? Is it helping me in any way? Do I feel expansive in any way from it? Absolutely not. I know the answer is no. It's impeding. You're contracted. It's like, not fun, right? It doesn't feel good. It's not serving you. So that's clear. So second question, do I want it to be my truth right now? Do I want this to be the truth for me? You have a choice. You've just accepted it as if it is true, but no. Do you want it to be true? No, you don't want it to be your truth. So you don't have to choose it anymore. And the third question is, do I choose to keep this belief right now? Do I want to keep it? It's not serving you. You don't have to keep it. So how would you feel without it? How would that feel if you didn't have it? It's like liberating, right? You feel freer. Just know what that feels like. Wow. And feel free to put it in the chat. So what belief will serve you better? What's another belief that will serve you better? Write it down. Like, and instead of I'm ugly, no, I'm beautiful just the way I am. Yeah. Thank you for playing along. Superwoman. I feel like Superwoman. Yes, I love it. You guys are great. Thanks, Marianne. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah. So what's a new belief that will really serve you well? Write it down and notice how that feels. You feel like Superwoman, which is really cool. So let's look at some new beliefs that can really empower you. Like I love, I accept, and I trust myself. How about that? Try that on. I deserve love and happiness in my life. And if you have some negative beliefs about dating, how about dating can be fun? I can have a great time dating. So yes, I'm enough. You're more, yes, I'm good enough. You're more than good enough. You're amazing. You're a catch. You're fabulous, just the way you are. Yes, Marianne Shabanan. How do you say your name? Shabanan. And Lisa. So some practical steps that you can take. You can start reframing that negative self-talk. Yes, you're working on your health and fitness. It makes you attractive. Yeah, you take care of yourselves. Yeah, thank you. I love the chat. So reframing that negative self-talk, the self-doubt from I'm not good enough to I'm lovable as I am. A client I worked with recently was in her 40s, and she had had a lifetime of poor treatment, starting with her family, boyfriends who had all been pretty lousy and treating her poorly. But when she shifted how she saw herself from somebody deserving that kind of treatment to somebody who's amazing, just as she is, everything shifted for her. She met a guy who totally adores her, treats her like a queen, and they just got married. So her life transformed, and yours can too. So let's take a look at that. How can you reframe that negative self-talk? Really good. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for your sharing in the chat. And one of the things you can do is don't just wait around for somebody to choose you. You get to be the chooser. You get to be proactive and choosing what it is you want. Yeah, so not judging a book by its cover. Yeah, exactly. So getting really clear, I help people do this, and it's very important to get that clarity, what's essential for you, what's not. You want to choose wisely and go for what you want. And just because somebody's interested in you doesn't mean that's the right person for you. So I'll share about another client in her 60s, and she used to wait and hope that the guys would like her. Show up and hope, oh, I hope he picks me. I hope he likes me. And then she got super clear about, okay, here's my vision. Here's my relationship requirements and needs. Here's what I really want. And focused in on that. She became much more discerning and empowered and met somebody who's aligned with her, who's a great match. And she says, this is her best relationship ever. So it doesn't matter what your age. It can be amazing for you. So just take a look at that. How would things be different if you were the chooser on all aspects of your life? Yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing about yes, you would want that kind partner. You could have that kind partner. And I just want you guys to remember that on the path as you're dating, you may experience rejection. And I invite you to look at it in a new way and embrace that rejection as a redirection. So you can shift your mindset. So instead of thinking, oh, it's a reflection of me, I'm not good enough. No, it's a sign that this wasn't the right match for you. So each no brings you closer to the right yes. It's a way to look at things differently so that you're not knocked down, so you can keep going. And you can keep going in small ways. You can start small. You can, if you're shy, if you're afraid to like talk to people, I see this often, you can just, okay, start practicing, smile at people, strike up a casual conversation when you're out and about with anybody. It doesn't have to be a prospective date. And I worked with a client who, I work with men and women. So a guy who was pretty shy, who was afraid to approach people. He got better at it, and he started going up to people and talking and got much more comfortable conversing with people. And he used to be so nervous on dates, and he got much more comfortable, more natural. And, we did our work. He got confident and clear, and recently met somebody and is really excited. Like they have this amazing future together because he started small, he practiced, he built up, and you can do that too. So lots of options for you. And I want you guys to make like a daily practice of visualizing. You're putting in the chat some of the things that you want in that right relationship, that loving relationship. So instead of focusing on, oh, I don't have it, and I'm so sad, try to focus in on that loving relationship that you desire. So I invite you guys just to take a moment, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let yourself sink in this moment. Imagine you have found that partner who is a great match for you, who is kind, who is loving, who is everything that you want. You're compatible in all the ways that matter. You're sharing a beautiful moment together. Maybe you're walking together on a beach or a garden or somewhere, and you're holding hands. You feel connected. Notice how that feels, that warmth, they're content, you feel loved, you feel fulfilled. And just let yourself feel that. And know that this is where you're going. This is the direction. You can put some words in the chat of how that feels. And I know it can be really hard to do this all alone. So get support. I really invite you to get some support if this is important for you. I mean, it took me many years of trial and error to find my husband, and I've created a shortcut for you based on decades of personal and professional training. I've got my doctorate in psychology, master relationship coach. I'm a mentor for the Relationship Coaching Institute, all these different things. And over the years, I've helped thousands of people. So I would love to help you create a life that you love with the love of your life. So whatever support is right for you, I invite you to not do it all alone, that you deserve to have that help, have somebody hold your hand on the path. And one of the things I have for you is a free masterclass coming up, Spring into Love with Confidence and Clarity. And we'll go ahead and put that in the chat again for you. So you can check that out. It's free. It's 2 hours, very comprehensive. We're going to explore what holds you back and effective ways to spring forward. So would love to see you there. Yes. And yes, I'm seeing more of your comments. Looking forward to connecting.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you. So lovely to be here with all of you. And I appreciate all of you who shared in the chat. Thank you.
Awesome. Wow. That's a powerful message. Yeah. So, if you found this helpful, drop a yes in the comments. Just drop a yes in the comments. I think this is an amazing, discussion with Dr. Wendy. So you can just, if there's something that you want to take with you, it's just that shift in your mindset. So we need to start dating more with confidence. So Dr. Wendy, thank you for that. We're also going to we're going to send a link in the chat so you can actually connect with Dr. Wendy as well, and then the workshop coming up as well. So it would be nice if you can, yeah, just click the link and you can always reach out to Dr. Wendy for more information. So now that we've talked about confidence and mindset, let's get real about one of the biggest struggle in dating. So that's dating fatigue and self-doubt. So if you've ever felt frustrated, exhausted, or like you are stuck in the same pattern, in this next speaker is for you. So please welcome Angela DeMarco Snow. Angela, take it away. I'm just gonna put you on the screen.
It's great to be here today and talking about this very thing. It's something that I deal with on the daily, working as a matchmaker and then as a master certified dating and relationship coach. And I see a lot of people in the chats today asking about why are dating apps so awful and I am sad. And, and so this is what I'm going to be talking about today. It's a lot of it is fatigue, right? How many of you right now can say, and you can put this in the chat, I'm exhausted. This is exhausting. Please help. Are we at this point today, right? Like, this is exhausting. A lot of my people are like that. Yes, this is exhausting. Please help. And yes, I see. Now exactly, Lisa, right? Please help. This is how people come to me all the time. And Evelyn, I'm wondering how I can get the slideshow here up. Now, you guys, I do have a slideshow here. I come from originally in a classroom. So I love to have notes and I love to have things down so that you can take notes if you want to. So, please just go ahead and take notes if you want. I want this to be interactive. So if something resonates with you right now or anything that I'm saying over the next 20 minutes, please pop that in the chat so we can talk about it. If you need me to expand on what I'm saying or maybe describe something further, please just let me know and I'll make sure that I do that for you all. But we're going to talk about overcoming dating fatigue and self-doubt. And Dr. Wendy did such a great job at talking about building confidence, which is something, some of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about today is going to be overlapping with a lot of stuff that she talked about, because really our relationships with other people really start with ourselves, right? And so overcoming some of this fatigue is going to have a lot to do with how we deal with ourselves and our self-care. So, hopefully you'll get some things from here that will help you. And so today I'm just going to talk about some of the challenges that there are in dating today, how to manage your feelings, figuring out what might be blocking you or moving you forward, like some of the feelings that you might be having. Like I saw some people write, I'm sad. It's ridiculous. I don't feel confident. I'm not pretty enough, things like that. And that's probably keeping you from moving forward in the dating world. And then just helping you manage expectations and giving you some strategies to help dating be fun, because I know it sounds like it's impossible for dating to be fun, but dating should really be fun. It should be a journey. I mean, you are on a journey to find love, and how do we make it more fun than oh, this is awful? Because think about it, if you go into the dating world where you already think it's awful, it's probably going to be awful because you have a mindset that it's awful. So we want to make sure that we get you in the proper mindset so that you don't get fatigued or feel burnt out or feel like you're never going to find anybody. Okay. So I just have a question for everybody here. So in the chat, share the last time you felt dating exhaust or burnout or fatigue. And let me know why. Like, why are you exhausted? What's going on in your dating life right now that's making you fatigued or feeling some self-doubt? If you don't mind sharing. I'm just going to wait for y'all to comment, because it can be exhausting. I get it. I get it. So what do you find most exhausting about the dating world? Scammers. Okay. Thank you, Mark. Right. So no one is real. Okay. Not finding too many men on apps with the qualities you're looking for. Okay. Starting conversations and then they die. Yes, that happens often. I'm just going to wait for just a couple more if anyone has something different. Like you're forcing connections, feeling disconnected from their personality. Awesome. Thank you, Knight. That's a big one that we're going to talk about today a little bit, right? Feeling like you're forcing connections. Okay. Got it. Got it. These are all very good. Very good. So let's talk about all of this. Okay. Some of the problems with online dating right now. Okay. Keeping interest and conversation going. Okay. And we can get into that too, in terms of like how you're communicating and how long the conversation is going. Okay. People pretend to get you and then they change. Okay. Got it. All of these things, everybody's feeling it. You are all not alone. Believe me, this modern dating world, the majority of people are feeling this. That's why I end up with clients at my door saying, please just help me figure this stuff out. Okay. So that they can have more successful dates. Oh, I see ghosting. Okay. Not into a long-term relationship, all of these things. I love it. All right. So let's talk about the problems with online dating. Some of the challenges nowadays are that there's too much options, right? There's too many options out there. So people are struggling with what's called analysis paralysis. Having, too many options is not a good thing for most people. You've got a lot of people with buyer's regret, so to speak, right? We have these check boxes that we're trying to find. And because we have so much choice, we're like, ooh, this person maybe fits everything, but they're missing this one thing. So then they go to this other thing, right? Which makes it seem like nobody's actually in. They're just kind of playing a field and seeing what's best, right? What's on is the grass greener on this other side. All right. So that's a challenge that is part of online dating. Singles who are professionals, maybe like yourselves, also have this lack of time. You might notice that, and I hear this all the time with my clients, I have no time, right? I just don't want to waste my time. And if any of you say these kinds of things, please, let me know if you say these things too. I don't want to waste time. I don't have a lot of time. The problem or the challenge with that is that when it comes to relationships, it takes time to build relationships. So what's happening with a lot of people who are online and they're using that time restraint, what happens is it becomes very disheartening because, you're putting a lot of weight on that date to be the one. And you're also starting to restrict maybe good, viable options for matches because you have all this, these options. You're not dating with intentionality, right? And you might be passing up on people because you're like, well, this person might be better. So you pass on this other person, right? Because of time. But you have to take the time to get to know somebody. A lot of people are holding on to the residue of past relationships. And so you see a lot of people nowadays, especially if you're in my age range of 50 plus, who are holding on to maybe some baggage from past relationships, etc., that they're bringing into the relationship game. And they're coming into the game already with the negative mindset for dating, right? And so it's really about reframing your mindset for that. And then a lot of people are in this dating game thanks to social media and things that we see on TV and stuff like that, of unrealistic expectations. I don't know if any of you follow Brene Brown, but she's my spirit animal, and she states that expectations are, resentments waiting to happen. Many people enter this with real, they have expectations. I hear this all the time. I was just hoping I was going to be in a relationship by the summer. I was just hoping I was going to be in a relationship with someone who had a graduate degree. I just really hoped I could be in a relationship with someone who looks like Brad Pitt. And so they have unrealistic expectations, and then they're disappointed by what's happening in the dating world. All right. Because they're letting their expectations versus reality, their expectations are outweighing what's actually happening in reality. Now, all of these challenges lead to burnout and frustration. And you guys tell me if you feel this kind of thing in your dating experience. Are you feeling self-doubt? Are you feeling like nobody wants you. Maybe you feel disheartened and you're like, you know what? I think I'm just going to always be single. I mean, maybe you've said these things. Dr. Wendy talked about these things, right? I don't know if I'm ever going to meet the right person. I don't think there's any good men out there. I don't think there's any good females out there. I think I'm just going to be single forever, right? These are all, feelings of a lack of hope and things like that. And then most people who show up at my office are just ready to give up, okay? But we in the matchmaker world have a saying that it only takes one, and the next one could be the one. We in the matchmaker world also have a saying that says there is a lid for every pot. So don't give up. The sure way to not get into a relationship is by giving up. And as a matchmaker, I always say to people, you have got to keep a positive mindset. You've always got to just say, next one, right? The next one could be the one. I had a client who went on 127 dates. First dates, 127. Okay, and that's really frustrating. But on the 128th, he met his wife. And it took 3 years. But he found her because he never gave up. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to figure out how to have fun in this dating world as opposed to just letting it just take over and making me feel negative. Okay. It is a lot, Mark. It is a lot. And then I've had people who've gone on 5 dates and the 6th one was their one. And I've matched people who've been on 1 date and they found their one. But everybody's journey is different. And it's funny. I just had a client say to me, and, talking about feelings and expectations, she said one of the things that she's frustrated most about is that she hasn't been in a relationship for 5 years. And I said, in the past 5 years, were you ready for a relationship? And she said, no. So when you think of, where you're at right now, then you can, you think about like, maybe you're not finding something because maybe you're not ready for it. Maybe you're not in the right place emotionally, physically, spiritually. So how do we get there? How do we get there? And I see you, Mark, saying, I can't get any. How do I get dates? So let's talk about some of the ways we need to reframe some of your dating experiences so that you can get out of this feeling of self-doubt and frustration and try to get back into dating with intention and actually finding dates. So, one of the things, and this isn't on my slide, but positive energy. And someone said, I think Marilyn, I think you mentioned somewhere above in the chat that people don't give back that positive energy that you give out. Having a positive mindset and having confidence is one of the most attractive things to people in dating. If we come from a place of negativity, right? Like I can't find any dates or I can't do this. You're already placing yourself in that energy, which is probably then in turn bringing it on. So, sometimes what I say, especially if we just don't think there's any way forward, it's a good idea sometimes to take a break. To take a break and start focusing on you. Dr. Wendy just talked about building confidence. If you're lacking that, we really need to get it. So sometimes it's okay to kind of take a break. Maybe you're doing too much. Maybe it's a little overwhelming. Maybe you need to reframe and get back in the game when you're a lot healthier, right? So taking a break is not a problem to work on yourself. Self-love is so important in dating. When I have people who come into my office who are looking for help, the first thing I say is, who are you being in a relationship? Who do you want to be? So I'd love to get some of you in the chat to say, who do you want to be in a relationship? Who are you being? Is who you're being confident? Is who you're being honest? Is who you're being living in integrity, loving, kind, generous? Like, who are you being in a relationship? What are some of the ways that you want to show up in your relationships? So some of you might say confident, or some of you might say fun loving, you know, and then think about whether or not you're showing up in that way, right? And so when you show up in that way, that's what you're going to get, right, Lisa? Honest, direct, funny. And then when you show up in your dating apps, kind and honest, Shabnam, thank you. Think about how you're being every single day. You know, when people work with me, I make them create a contract for themselves. And who are you going to be? You know, we often attract who we're being, right? And what we're ready for. So start engaging in self-love and in activities. I also ask my clients, what do you love to do? And when I'm matching people, I say things like, where do you think I'm going to find your match, right? When you engage in activities that you love, it shows your passion. You tend to be happy, and you'll start to meet people organically that do what you love to do, right? It also helps you find yourself again and not be so lonely. You know, a lot of people come from this place of loneliness, you know, and so sometimes we're so lonely and we're getting frustrated because we are looking for somebody else to fill that space sometimes for us. So oftentimes when we fill the space by engaging in activities that we love, we start to create relationships with other people, and the universe and kind just kind of starts bringing people to you, right? Because people start to see your passion. People start to see what you're like. You are actually doing something that you love. It brings about fantastic energy, right? When you can take care of yourself, other people realize you can take care of them too, right? And you kind of want to have that. People look at you taking care of yourself. They see you, you know, engaging in what you love. They see you loving yourself. Then why the heck wouldn't they love you too? All right. So really taking that time to invest in yourself, engage in activities that you love, finding yourself again, because oftentimes, and this is oftentimes why I say take a break, because maybe you're losing yourself in dating and putting too much pressure or, you know, attachment to people that you're trying to meet, but you want to make sure that you're getting, you know, people to be attracted to you as opposed to you trying to attract somebody else so much, right? Another way that you can help manage dating stress and fatigue is to detach yourself from the outcome. Now, this one's really hard. Oh, I love it, Marianne. Yes, honest, loyal, loving. And so that's how you're going to show up every day, right? Detaching yourself from the outcome is really difficult for a lot of people. And like I said before, a lot of the challenges make it really hard for us to detach ourselves from the outcome. However, if you can detach yourself from the outcome, and instead of being like, oh my God, I hope this date works out, I hope this one is the one, and you just kind of reframe that as, I get to go out today and meet someone new and see what happens, right? I get to go online and see, you know, what happens today. I'm going to reach out to some people, okay? So how do you detach yourself and then not think so hard on why something didn't work or, you know, what's going to happen? Putting too much weight on your journey, just, it really puts a lot of weight on you. It takes pressure off, Lisa. It does, right? Because now you're just like, I'm going out. Like, how many of you have ever, you know, when I was an actress and I used to go to auditions and I was so desperate to have that audition and I would never get that part. And then, you know, the auditions that I was like, I don't really care. I don't think these are right for me. I would immediately get those auditions. I would get the role. And I think it just because it took the pressure off. There wasn't anxiety. I wasn't attaching myself to any outcome. I just kind of did it. And then it just kind of happened. You'll find that when you start to engage in activities you love, you start taking care of yourself, you start going out and meeting people, you start all of the sudden, people will start, and things will start happening for you. A lot of people who come to my coaching, without even trying, things just start happening because they're reframing, they're living in a different way, they're not attaching themselves to the outcome. And so it's almost like adoption, right? Have you ever had people who have tried to adopt or had tried to have children and then they adopt and then they get pregnant? It's kind of the same thing. Also trying to realize that it's, seriously, when you hear it's not you, it's me, seriously, it is. Try not to take everything too personally. Okay. It's something that's within the other person that's not directing them to you. So, and if they're not into you, they're not your person. And that's okay. There's a lid for every pot. You'll find your person. Don't worry. Okay. And then also just reframing everything. You know, if a date didn't work out right, it has nothing to do with you. Think about maybe what maybe didn't go right. Maybe they, you know, lived too far. I mean, maybe it really was something so silly. Maybe you have teens and they have a baby and they don't want to be with someone who has teens. They want someone with kids that are closer to in age to them. You know, I mean, it could be, maybe you have dark hair. It could be so ridiculous. Some people's checkbox mentality can be ridiculous. It's not always about you. Just try to find a different reframe. Okay, that date didn't work. That's fine. Next, right? The next one could be the one. Just trying to reframe your mind for that. All of these strategies help to manage dating fatigue. You know, I mean, there's more, but I know we're limited on time. But this is all kind of the things that we work on in my coaching and in my, you know, matchmaking. Obviously, I take the time for those people and help people find people. But you know, all of these strategies will help you manage dating fatigue, having a positive attitude and working on yourself. That's where it starts. And, you know, if you have any questions or anything, I'm sure we'll get to that. But you know, those are just some strategies I think that you can start with that, you know, are pretty simple to kind of begin and work from there to make it more enjoyable for you, because dating really should be fun. So thank you so much for having me, and I'm giving it back to you, Evelyn.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just going to bring brought Wendy as well on the stage, so we're going to go into question really shortly. So Angela, thank you. Thank you. I think what I got from, you know, the session is the importance of self-love, and, you know, how that helps you to actually date confidently, know who you are, and that kind of self-reflection on yourself is very important. And I think something else, I love the idea about the contract that you actually make, you know, with your clients. I think that's very important. I like that. Also, you know, how you reframe, you know, how you talk about dating. I think those are three key things. That's something that I want to take from this, is just that those important thing. I love those. Yeah. So I think we're just going to move into like the questions. But before we go into that, it's just a quick activity that I would like us to really, you know, do quickly. It's just a question about, if you can just put in the chat, what is that one the non-negotiables, like when it comes to a partner, was that those qualities, non-negotiables that is very important to you, that, you know, you have to consider when it comes to dating. So if you can just keep that in the comment section, let's see what the non-negotiables are for you, and then we'll go into like the Q&A right after that.
Yeah. And I just want to say, Angela, fabulous job. I really enjoyed your talk. And people, when you're putting in about non-negotiables, think about, I like to talk with people about what's essential in the relationship. It's what you need to have in the relationship, not so much what that other person, what their characteristics are. It's what needs to be happening. And that's a big, long conversation, but let's see the first thing that comes up.
Honesty. Oh, that's great. That's a good one. Honesty is pretty important in every relationship. So thanks, Lisa, for sharing that.
Very good. Very good one.
Okay, just giving some time to see the comments, and then we just go into the Q&A right away. Board. Okay, that's a good one, Mark. Thank you. Thank you. All right, just keep putting the chats there, and yeah. So now it's time for one of our favorite parts. There's a question. So this is your chance to get advice from, two incredible experts here. So drop your question in the chat, and we will answer as many as we can. Yeah, so please just feel free to drop your questions. You could direct your question to either Angela or to Dr. Wendy, and we'll be glad to answer those questions for you.
I'm saying honesty and rapport, good ones, people. You're focusing on the right things. Yeah, really important.
Yeah.
So what questions do you have for us? We're here to help. How can we support you?
That's right.
Okay. If you should drop your questions, I'm glad to answer them. Dr. Wendy or Angela, glad to answer those questions for you. So, what app do you suggest? Okay, so I have a question. What app do you suggest? So this could go to any Angela or Wendy. So.
Well, I mean, the more important thing is not so much which app, it's how are you showing up?
Right.
I think we are probably in agreement, right, Angela?
Yeah, it is. I think because a lot of the apps, you'll notice that there's many people who are on all the apps. Like it's a lot of the same people on a lot of the apps that you're running through a lot of that. So, I think what you're writing on your app for your bios, how you're presenting yourself, the pictures you're choosing, all of that plays a role in, your success on the app. And, many people don't have profiles that are really attractive, to other people. They're kind of similar. And so you want to make your profile stand out.
Yes. So you want to show up and shine. I help people with their profiles.
Yes.
To write something where you're showing up as your best self. You're getting those professional photos if you can, or really great photos of you. I have some tips. Well, I'll share the tips in my free workshop coming up on my Spring into Love workshop. I think there's a link. Maybe that could be dropped in again. But really important to be clear about who you are and what you're looking for, so that the person you're looking for can identify themselves.
Right. And you weed out, right? You weed out.
Weed them out. Weed them out.
Yeah. Right. You're not looking for a relationship and you're putting your intention down. It weeds the people out quickly, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You want to be weeding them out, screening them out, and focusing on your vision, what it is that you're looking for. Be clear in that. And let's see, what are things to discuss on dates? Well, connect on a deeper level. I love it. Maybe talking about, well, what are the things you're passionate about? What are you interested in? And ask questions. Be curious. Be interested. Put your attention out there.
Yes. And try, and a lot of the feedback that I get from dates, because in my work, I do set people up on dates, we get feedback, is to try to keep it fun and light on a first date. You don't have to share all of your things on the first date is really about, do I like you enough to see you again? Can we have fun? Are we compatible? That's really all you want. I always say, keep a first date short, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, keep it short. But like Wendy said, keep it fun. Don't steer clear of the X talk, steer clear of the weight talk, steer clear of if you're not feeling attractive, oh, I need to lose weight.
No. Never talk.
Positive, keep it fun. That's where we should go with that.
Yes. And remember, your attention is out. You're curious, you're interested.
Yes.
You're learning about this person in front of you, and you're deciding, you're the chooser. Do I want to spend more time with this person? Yep. Could my requirements possibly be met? So you want to actually know what those are ahead of time before you go on a first date. But
right.
Just so you're assessing, okay, am I enjoying this? How do I feel around this person? Would I enjoy another date?
Right.
That's it. That's all you're deciding.
Yeah.
You're not getting married tomorrow.
Right. You don't need to know how much they're making and all the other things, right?
And all that.
Yes. I love that question, Evelyn. When is the right time to go back to dating? And, there's no right answer to that, because everybody is different. You know what I mean? There's some people who maybe were married and they didn't have a good breakup or marriage. So they're divorced. They're ready. They're done. They've eliminated it. Right. For me and Dr. Wendy, I'm sure you might probably think the same thing. You just want to make sure that you've actually healed and some self-reflection. if you're still harboring emotion, or if you find yourself talking about that relationship still, then you're probably not over it. It probably would not be good to just jump into the next relationship. But how long that takes is, there's people who are good after 2 weeks. There's people who it takes 3 years.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know?
So what I recommend is take the time to reflect
Yeah.
on the past relationship. What happened? Why didn't it work? What were some of the issues? Were there some missing requirements there? And you can learn from that. This is a great opportunity. So something wasn't there in that past relationship, and what is it that needs to be present in the next relationship? So don't just jump in until you know those things. And that could, I mean, you can do that in days, maybe, if you're ready. But some people take years. So I've worked with people, at all stages, and often they're coming to me after a divorce or breakup. That's the thing. And we work through the healing, the letting go, the releasing, the preparing, the readiness, and then getting out there.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and that the timing varies depending on the person. We're in total agreement, Angela. We should team up here.
It's funny. Can I
Okay.
something Mark had said, like, trouble with free apps, you get a lot of scammers. And, as a matchmaker and thing, people are obviously when they work with matchmakers, they're investing, it's making a big investment. But I will say this, if you're going to be doing dating apps, I would probably invest in some of these dating apps, because, I hate to say it, but you kind of do get what you pay for, right? If I'm looking for if I'm not really looking for anything big, if I'm looking to hook up, I don't need to pay for that, right? But people who are intentional and people who are looking, same with dating events. Someone mentioned something about speed dating over there. There's dating events, and I always charge for my dating events. It's too easy for people not to show up, but it's also the quality people, the people who are intentional, are going to invest in whatever way they need to. So in my experience, I feel like you do have to invest in at least something, and to get a little bit extra, so that the people who are intentional, the people who are actually looking for a relationship, are actually investing in finding that.
Yeah, absolutely, Angela. And also think about this, people. How big of a priority is this in your life? How important is it to you to find that right partner?
Yeah.
Like anything else in life, you would invest in if it's important to you.
Right.
And somehow we think, magically relationships should just happen when we're least expecting them. And actually, no. When we invest in ourselves, then our lives can change. So if this is a priority to you, then you're worth it. What's this question? Oh, people don't show up.
I think it's just giving comments, yeah. But
Right.
the dating, think
Yeah.
of
Oh, yeah,
I
he
believe
doesn't
so.
stood up on dates. Is that what's
Or show up to the dating events? I think, like, it's a nightmare. A lot of times, yeah. And was it a free event, Mark, or a very low price point? Was it free?
No, so people they signed up and they didn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I think
again,
there's a okay.
yeah, you want to commit. That's often people have trouble with that, right?
Okay, I think
Yeah, go ahead.
there's a question from Olamide as well. I think if you can see, do you think SM provides similar values as dating app? So SM apps.
What is SM? What are we talking about?
Okay, Olamide, I don't know what that means. Social media.
Oh, social media. Okay.
Right, like Facebook.
So do you
or
think so?
Facebook,
like Instagram, TikTok, stuff like Facebook. Yeah.
I think you can find your person anywhere, right? There is Facebook dating. Again, though, you're gonna potentially have fake profiles, etc. I think. Listen to this. I think any way that you can meet somebody who is potentially could be yours is of value. And you can meet someone anywhere. I mean, and there's going to be horror stories with certain ways, and there's going to be great stories, right? But you have to show up. If that's the one thing I say, like, you have to put yourself out there. I think social media, it makes it easier for people, but it also makes it easier for people to ignore your DMs, especially if for example, you're not using your Facebook or your social media as a dating platform, like unless you're in that. So it does become confusing, and some, and think about women can be overwhelmed by the messages by sometimes men in their DMs on social media. So I think it's about your approach and how you, like Mark, you're saying none of these women want to chat. I think a lot of it is your approach on how you begin conversations with somebody. And so like I work with people a lot on how they approach people, what they talk about to keep interest as well. And how they keep the conversation going, and then to actually get out on the date, because people are chatting for way too long.
No, I absolutely agree, Angela. Yes. You want to be respectful in your communication, and you want to quickly move it to the real world. And you can still meet people in the real world. Don't forget, it's not, the whole world hasn't gone only online. Like there are other options. Get out there in the real world. Let your friends and family know that you're looking for somebody. That can still happen. You can meet people, live and in person.
Yeah.
And if you're chatting online and through some app or social media, whatever, quickly move it forward, either a phone call, a Zoom call, or ideally in person as soon as possible. And you want to, what's that? You want to screen out the scammers.
So quick question, I think, based on what you just shared. So for talking stages, like how long should that last for? There are talking stages that goes through like months, even some would say years. So how long should you transition between talking stage, be it through social media or apps, to like the real dates, like the real dates?
A lot sooner than most people are doing it. Like boom, you want to meet them,
like duration.
I'd say within a week, because this thing took the time. Like if you're on a dating app, then your whole point is to date, right?
Yeah.
So it's not to be on a messenger. So
you don't want a pen pal.
We don't want a pen pal. So like just exchange some messages and be like, hey, you're really interesting to talk to. Do you want to go? Do you want to meet up for coffee? And I've noticed, it's funny. When I was dating on the dating apps, when I got divorced and back on the dating, which was totally different, and it started in this industry. I mean, I was pretty quick, usually got in relationships pretty quickly, because you got off the message into the date. And then you're also not worrying about how much time you're wasting, because you didn't waste 3 months chatting with somebody.
Oh, never. Don't do that, people.
Because there's some people who are witty online, right?
Yeah, but you need, if you're serious about meeting your partner, then you want to meet real live people as quickly as possible.
Yes.
Okay, I think there's a question from Lisa. So what are the signs during the chat that it's time to, to ask them out? So what are the signs during the chat that it's time to ask them out? That's Lisa's question.
If you are interested in getting to know this person further, that's the sign. You could say, hey, I'd love to continue our conversation in real life and meet up somewhere. That's it. And make a plan.
Yeah. When are you free? I'd love to meet you. When are you free? And if they hem and haw or make excuses, like Mark said, they're not interested. Move on. Right?
Good point. Yeah. And you can even, be very clear. Oh, I've got Friday afternoons available. How about you?
I think I like the.
But you want to screen, you don't want to meet everybody. You only want to meet the people who are appropriate. So you do want a little bit of back and forth to determine, is this person a real potential partner for me? Are they aligned with me? Did they have the right kind of questions? Like, do we have a shared vision for the future?
Right.
Do we want the same things? Is there enough interest here?
Exactly. Yeah. What is your intention? If they're stating their intention pretty soon, it's their intention,
Yes. If you're looking for marriage and family, you don't want to waste your time with somebody who's just wants casual dating. Don't waste your time.
Right.
That's a good one. Thank you. So just waiting for more questions before we start rounding up. There was meant to be 12 women. Okay. I think guys just Max still talking about. Okay. So let's see if we still have some more questions before we start rounding up.
So a workshop on how to meet people in the real world. I absolutely talk about that. And
I think that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do both one-on-one and a group program, and I've got this free event coming up very soon. We'll get into that a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't have any more questions. Okay. So before we wrap up, I'd love for our speakers to leave us with their final piece of advice. So I'll start with Dr. Wendy. So what's that one key takeaway you want everyone to remember from today's session workshop?
Thanks, Evelyn. And thanks, Angela. It's been such a pleasure being here with you and with all our participants. Thank you all for joining in and participating. It makes it so much more fun. So I invite all of you to focus on what is right with you. We tend to focus on what's wrong. So let's, instead of looking at, the wrinkles, the extra pounds, whatever it is, find something to appreciate about yourself every day. Really focus on what's right and know that you deserve love. So if you're feeling like a little nervous about all this, I invite you to take some baby steps. Don't give up. And you absolutely deserve to have that loving relationship that you want. If you are having any challenges, get support to create that life and love that you want. And of course, we're here to help you.
Yes.
And I would ask Ola again if you could put in the chat all of our contact info and how people could reach us. That would be great. And we'll look forward to connecting with all of you.
Okay, that's perfect. And Angela, what's your final message for everyone here?
And thank you, Dr. Wendy, for also being on here with me. And it's been wonderful, Evelyn, to connect, and everybody here that's listening. Thank you so much for joining in as well. And we were talking about getting over fatigue. So I'm going to just leave you with a saying to hopefully help you in this journey. And I say to everybody, stop trying to make it happen and start making it welcome. Really just start welcoming everything that's good, working on yourself. Stop trying to force the connection. Someone said that today, and make it welcome as opposed to trying to make it happen. I think it would make your journey a lot easier, to be perfectly honest. Okay. And so, that is just something I'd love to leave you with in terms of like letting go and finding happiness in this journey, because it is a journey and it's a learning curve. And with every, with anything that doesn't work, it's just teaching you what will work. Right. So we always have to think of that. So make it welcome, and you'll find that it will come eventually. It only takes one.
Absolutely. Yes. Don't give up.
Thank you, Dr. Wendy. Thank you, Angela. It was an amazing session. So, wow, this is a great, session, a great workshop. So, before we go, I want to remind you that confidence, self-worth, and clarity are the foundation of a great relationship. And the fact that you all showed up today means that you're already investing in yourself and your future love life. So, a few quick reminder before we go. Stay connected. So we have posted a link to Dr. Wendy and a free workshop coming up, and then Angela as well. You can see our email and website, so you can also connect with that as well. So basically, also apply what you've learned today. Take one insight from today and put that into action this week. And you can also visit our website, loveandconnections.com. Join the Love Circle community as well. So you can join us on Instagram at Love and Connections Inc., TikTok Love and Connections, and www.loveandconnections.com as well. So thank you all for being here. I don't know if Dr. Wendy, you want to just leave quickly a quick note, like if you have any more on your event, and if Angela wants to say something quickly before we say bye to everyone. So sorry, Dr. Wendy. Yeah.
Let's see. I wasn't able to post directly, but I
think Olamide would do that.
Maybe,
and I would also send out emails as well.
Okay, I can just share with you. Yeah, I've got this free masterclass. It's called Spring into Love with Confidence and Clarity. It's 2 hours live, online, interactive. We're going to explore challenges that hold you back from love. You'll learn effective ways to spring forward towards that life and love that you want. You'll learn how to like turn off that critical voice. Maybe you've got that critical voice saying, oh, it's never going to happen. And we don't want that. It's not helping you. We'll explore relationship requirements and needs. You'll learn about conscious dating strategies, way more. So very, very helpful if you can make it. I've got other goodies. You can check out other stuff on my website. It's drwendylyon.com. And in fact, if you just go to the website, click on the, there's a heart that says Spring into Love. You can find it there. I've got my roadmap to relationship success from my book with Deepak Chopra. You can get that. There it is. Looks like that. So that's totally free for you and gives you a roadmap, helps you uncover harmful beliefs and know how to change those patterns so you can stop having those limiting beliefs. You'll get some proven steps to really transform the limiting beliefs and create successful relationships. So I'm on your team. I want to help you and support you. You deserve it. And thank you again, Evelyn and Angela.
Thank you.
And all of you for participating. What a lovely group.
Yeah. And Angela, do you just have anything like
well, I do also have a 3-day,
session?
I have a 3-day online challenge that is the 25th, 26th, 27th of March of this month, where I'm actually going to challenge people. We're going to be working on your dating profiles, tweaking them. We're going to work on building confidence, creating contracts with ourselves, all some of the stuff that I talked about today, and then challenging you. Part of the challenge is also getting you out in real life. And so it's a 3-day challenge that is free. And you can go to my website and angela.com. And if you go and put your information in and hit I am in, then I know that you're in for the 3-day workshop. If you can't make those times, because I know that we have some people from England and this is Central Standard Time where I'm coming from, then, you can get recordings. So you don't necessarily have to be present at that time for the challenge, but you can get recordings. And then, I always have different events as well as like monthly group coaching subscriptions for people who maybe don't want to, invest in, private coaching, but they want like some support throughout the journey with some groups and like-minded people. So that's also part of this. And, for people who are in this group, if they are interested in that, there will be a discount up through March 20th. So if they wanted to send me a message or book a call, they can do that through my website.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Wendy. Thank you, Angela. It's an amazing, I would say, opportunity that we have you here. It's been an insightful sessions here. So thank you all as well for being here. Drop a yes in the chat if you are leaving today feeling well, more confident and empowered. So let's see the chat. If you just say yes, thank you, Ma. Thank you. Yeah, Olamide, thank you. Thank you, everyone. So we hope to come up with more amazing workshops like this in the future. So like I said, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Angela. I'm just excited to talk about today. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Goodbye for now. Okay, let me see. Just ending the section here. Ending the stream.